All right. I did not get the best night's sleep last night. full full warning. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be missing some stuff during the breakdowns, but I kind of do that anyway. I never get anything like obviously perfect when I do that, so I'm not expecting that it's going to happen this time. But it's just like, yeah, I would say like 6 hours, but they weren't like a good six either. So it was already a little bit lower than it should, and it was definitely not like sleep full, I guess. I also had a blood sugar issue, so I went to bed later than I wanted to because I had to take care of that first, and that's a pain when that happens. So lots of that. I can't win. Whenever I do live streams, it always seems to be like the prerequisite for that is something going terribly wrong the day before or like the morning of, and I can't do anything about it. But I digress, enough complaining. I'm gonna give everybody a second to like file in here because I did start a smidge soon, a smidge sooner than I planned. So like, gonna give that a go. Give a few people their time to cycle through. But general first question, since I am obviously fresh to the HoYoFair stuff overall, but also especially an event like this, should I watch like basically the whole stream, or is there like, I saw there was some separate animations and I don't know if that's all of them that they upload to the HoYoFair channel directly. That might be a little bit easier to like gauge time between each one. But I also cannot see myself realistically going at this for like 6 straight hours. I am not sure how that's gonna do for my brain. But I can at least try to do what I can. I'm not sure how many I'm going to be able to get through, since I am going to be like watching one and then breaking it down, watching another, breaking it down, and like going through that cycle. But I'm not sure what the ideal path would be. I assume it would just be watching the videos directly, or rather the stream directly, and just going off of that. That might make finding things a little bit more difficult for the timelines, but I do have my tablet over here with the stream also pulled up on it, so I can like basically just copy where I'm watching it from. So I can like, if I'm at an hour 45 on here, I can just click on hour 45 on this screen and then it'll go to that. And then I'll have all of my shortcuts and my draw over ability. That's mostly why I have that sitting there if I need to do that. Ew, Genshin. I know, right, Swish? Disgusting. Also, hi, Curie. So I guess I should just get started and stop yapping, which I know is like my specialty, but probably should actually be doing this. I'm also going to be switching between my regular mic here and then my lav mics that I always clip onto my glasses, just for sake of that ease of access. So that'll be a thing as well, so I can like turn my head and not bother with it. But I'll only do that if I end up actually going over to do a draw over. If that even happens. Because it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know what the scale of like Genshin fan animations are, really. I don't know how good or bad they're going to be. I can't imagine they're going to be awful. But there's definitely like a mid-zone. So it's possible I might talk about some like more, I guess depending on who you are, complex stuff like body mechanics and like angles and just basic stuff like that. It feels basic to me, but like, I don't know what you guys are into, so I don't know what you're all aware of. But I digress. Time to get to it. Let me hop over to the big ol' screen. real quick. Boop. Beautiful. This should all be good. I think all the audio should... Yeah, all the audio is good too. Okay, cool. Making sure that it was all on the same channel, because YouTube needs to fix that and allow for multi-channel audio feed. I digress. I guess let's just kind of get started on this. Again, not sure how long I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to try for as many as I can, but given what I'm going to be doing and breaking them down, it's probably going to have some more detail to it that I'm going to need to stop and pause and go through frame by frame, stuff like that. But let's go. Man, it literally just starts right up, huh? Oh, okay. So they're like fan animations to songs, or is that just like a few of them? I might be versed. We'll see if I need it. I only need that if I go to this screen. So far, this one's just kind of cutesy, simple. No excess details on the styling or anything. I kind of dig the that like puppeteering art style of just having them bounce around. Very Paper Mario, and I find it adorable. This isn't a music reaction, but that's a bop right there. I love that the first one is so, like, cute. Like, very simplistic art style, chibi kind of storybook. It's a nice ease in to what I'm sure will have, like, more complex animation. It's like a palate cleanser prepare sort of thing. Are these songs like not related to the game? Or are they like also songs made for this event? That's a question I have. Or are they like just pre-existing songs that they animated to? I could see either one being real, but neat. There's only really one thing I would go to on this one, and that it's for like, yeah, this section here. They do something that's one of the core principles of animation, and it's overshooting. So like they squash, they stretch, which is another principle of animation. But then they overshoot and settle back down before bouncing back into their animation cycle. That's just one of those things to make them kind of like feel squishy and alive. It adds a little bit more energy to it. I appreciate that. It's done pretty commonly for these like more cutesy animation styles because you have so little movement to go with anyway. That's something you do, is to add a little bit more creativity, some creative flair and like just, you know, movement. So That's only really the only thing that I had on that one. Other than that, it was just cute. And the songs are fan-made too. Neat. I had a feeling, since it's like fan art, special program, music, animation, but I wasn't sure. I could have seen it be either or. That song felt way too like radio to me to be a fan song. But again, fans are nuts. Music scene fans tend to be some of the most creative people I've ever seen. They're nuts. Every fan base has an amazing musician in it. All right, next one. What be next? All right, chill. Jesus Christ. Guess what? Sorry, I saw something immediately. Yeah, it's pretty common. Okay. That's probably going to happen for all of these. It makes sense, but I'll explain why after it's done. It really just... These songs sound so professionally produced. It's ridiculous. Like, fan-made? You kidding me? Good lord. Oh, we got... Okay, actually, I wasn't sure if it was going to be all 2D. Nope, we got... some motion capture dancing going on. Okay, you can definitely tell that the motion capture here is definitely like, it's tight motion capture. This is good motion capture and actually cleaned up. Actually cleaned up, which is kind of surprising coming from a fan animation, to be real. Usually they leave stuff very raw if they use motion capture for fan stuff. But they put in that extra work. What's up, Junos? Creeping in, seeing my animation analysis. The styling of this video is really good. I like that bounce back between the 2D and 3D. That's nice to have. This whole production is very KDA. I know some Genshin fans might be mad that I said that, but you know what? That's not an insult either. They got badass videos. I will say, I think the thing that's getting me on this one is definitely the camera work. Not all of it's bad, but for the CG parts, there's a lot of like very aggressive decisions that just aren't too well thought out for the movement of the characters. But then they're also doing little things like moving the camera like around with their movements, which is a good detail. But some of their sweeping angles are a little bit too wild and unrefined, especially compared to the actual like quality of the animation itself. In there was really solid, but yeah, a little bit on the whole, like kind of wish they had handled the CG camera a little bit better in a lot of those cases. I'm not gonna complain, just pointing it out. So the thing I wanted to point out, speaking of, this happens a lot, but and this is why a lot of like productions don't tend to use like lower quality art, because you can see right in here, I'm not gonna circle it because it's not worth circling, but you see these little tiny jagged lines in the art. You see it on him as well, and this only happens in like the zoomed out versions. You see it on the hands especially. Basically any part of the character that was cropped out and made to move, like it was puppeteered. So they added bones or slight movement to all of these limbs, for example, and some of the hair and etc. Like, you see the cloth here doesn't have that, right? But the hands here do, because they're moving slightly, and that does create this effect on a lower quality art piece where basically the visuals can't keep up with that, and it doesn't know how to register and render that detail that doesn't exist. So it does its best. Whereas like if you get a higher quality piece, or a piece that, for example, like this one, well, actually you can see it here too. It'd be easier without the compression from the following shot, but right here you can see that that's not the case anymore, because she's scaled up to the native resolution, or at least much closer to it. So that doesn't happen as much compared to like back here, where you can see that jaggedness on the face and the jaw really, really noticeably. So that's just something else that happens. Not a big deal at all, like I said, but I would definitely say the most like bummer thing about that one is the CG camera was a little bit underwhelming in a lot of the spots, but I'm not a professional CG camera movement designer either, so it's not like I'm going to sit here and judge them for doing that. But it's like, it's all right. I think a lot of people end up overusing the CG floating camera when they do those dance videos, and it ends up being a detriment to the whole project. Like, there's too much movement. Like, you look at any other professional production that does something similar, like the KDA videos, for example, and there is movement, obviously, but those are also a lot more static camera during the actual dance sequences, and there's a reason for that. The movement can and will get lost if you're not too careful with where and how you're moving it. Okay, Dylan Goose Studios. I know better. This is an episode 4, obviously, due to the title. I'm not going to know what's going on here. That's fine. I'm not here to learn the lore of this mini-series, for example. I am here to judge the animation, and if I'm going to be judging Dylan's animation, I'm going to need to put on my glasses to actually pay attention. My animator glasses are going to go high, because he usually does pretty good from the work I have seen of his. A lot of small details. And obviously, spoilers for this if you've been watching it and you don't know what's going on. Because I don't either, so we're in the same boat.
That L1? I thought he was dead.
Zandique kept trying to recreate him. Most believed he failed.
Ruby's old studio, that makes sense.
But after you revived that little girl,
are they the same people? I wouldn't be surprised, but
who you really are.
I think Dylan used to be a part of the studio.
I ran away from Zandicorp.
Have you ever
him at least.
Why you
I don't know if the other people who works with him were.
You're not going to mention how we met, Mona?
Zandique and L1 claimed countless lives. I came here to warn Raiden. L1 must be destroyed.
I don't like it when you ignore me.
I don't like when you don't have any line shading. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. That's a good stylistic choice. I'm just being a little butt about it. See, he's got it. He's just through the water, not so much. That's a good stylistic choice. Oh yeah. The movement design here is really solid. Very solid.
Tell me, Mona, why must I be destroyed? Is it because I'm truly dangerous? Or is it simply because you have the power to?
As expected, good
who do you think gave you that power?
Good expressions. It really does shine on the like close-up shots of the expressions and like getting all the emotion in there. And again, fighting design, the motion design for these characters is really solid too.
You know, I'm really glad you came today, Mona. Enjoy the view.
Not the ominous synth music.
L13. Don't move. We don't know yet what the witch did to you.
Raiden, I didn't look at her.
And yet you two were the only ones unconscious.
I think I just hit my head. Really hard.
You're not the only one with mild head trauma.
Well, I'm glad you're awake.
I'm kind of like, there's a visual thing in here I'm trying to figure out.
Mona, wake up! Please! You have to stop him!
There's like a jaggedness to the outlines, and I'm trying to figure out if that's... I think that might be the studio they're using, the models. It might just do that. I think Ruby's older models had a similar thing going on. Is this Pivot?
It's not going to be
Pivot,
able to
sorry.
fly on its own.
Oh, what's the thing they use?
But I can use it to feed the
I used to know the name
coordinates
of it.
to O2
Pivot's
real
something
time.
completely different.
Right.
My brain had a fart.
The coordinates.
Poser? Is that
Not
it?
that we need them anymore.
God, I can't remember.
Raiden, Nomad. I see you've returned from your mission. So,
Good character
what did you
animation
do
on
with
this
the other
guy.
half of my babies?
Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances.
They're at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
What? I see you're the new guy.
Very spongy and
This is all
bouncy. I
your
like
fault.
this guy's animation.
Kaveh, see to it that RSO3 is taken to the infirmary. I'll be escorting our rogue priestess to my office for interrogation.
Right, of course. This isn't over.
Welcome home, Shogun.
Hello, Miko. I see you're on your break, as always.
Every great novel requires a moment of silence before the next chapter unfolds.
Yeah, so far I'm not picking up like anything wrong with the angles, some of the choices. There's been some animation glitches throughout.
I really hope you have a good explanation for all this.
Kind of expect that,
Things will become
especially in
clear
certain
soon.
programs that are a little bit
I
more
promise.
ready to appear than others. The models obviously have a factor of that too. There's been a few really noticeable ones. There's a few at the beginning. One just as they enter this room.
Miko, what are you doing here?
I had a feeling I might be needed here. So,
Weirdly
here I
enough,
am.
mostly in the mouths.
Although I couldn't help but notice. Albedo here didn't seem to recognize the extra bodies he made for me last time.
Actually, I do recognize them. And it seems like you've put them to good use.
Yes. With the bodies I have stationed, I can now patrol the city in an instant. I can't thank you enough.
And the body you have stored in my office was specifically for security purposes only.
Oh? Is that why you requested it? But you see, I do take security very seriously. So I'll be scanning your friends for any sign of espionage.
That was a weird angle for the mouth. It'll be real right there. Kind of an underbite on that one. And for anyone who's like just popping in, yes, I am supposed to be being picky. It's my whole thing here. I'm eyeballing details.
L1! Don't do this!
Hey,
Cat. Cat.
Mona, right?
That is a fat cat. That's a solid log boy right there.
I saw you bury this thing earlier, so I fixed it. And, here you go.
You?
I'm L1. You can call me Albedo.
Thank you.
The reader shot of him just kind of
Albedo.
bouncing for the conversation there made me laugh.
Nico, what are you thinking? He's an ally.
That's not L13.
The witch is right. You see, L13 never made me extra bodies. I made these myself.
What?
The person you've been talking to is L1. He's been locked away in L13's mind until now. And he's the Zandacorp spy.
We have to destroy him before he reports back to Zandacorp. He's already seen too much.
I'm finding it odd that on some of
Where's
the
L13?
lip sync that they're actually doing like just pose to pose and not like linking them. Whereas they're doing that on like everyone else.
Let's just
Maybe it's
say,
just they didn't have the time to do every
destroy
single
me.
one.
We'll destroy L13. Are you sure you want to do this?
Or you can surrender. We have you outnumbered.
Yes, but you're clearly outmatched.
Do you really think so little of me, Mona? Fine. Let's get started.
Going for a big fight scene? Aw, of course. It's always this stuff. I was about to get all nerdy. Goo engine. Okay, that's a new one. That must be something they coded up for a plug into Blender or something. Would make sense. Which would explain the stylistic things with like the outlines and everything being a little bit wonky. Not bad, just wonky. So yeah, back to the beginning of this one. I mentioned there was a few things I wanted to talk about.
We met, Mona.
Zandik and L1 claimed
I think it was...
Have you ever won?
Okay, so like in the mouths here, there's some weird facial stuff going on with the linings, like this one. The phoneme shapes of the mouth are kind of strange in places. Not necessarily bad, but distracting enough that if you're looking at it, it's like, huh? But again, it's like, if this is a custom built like engine or assistant for Blender or something, that's really impressive. The flexibility you can get out of that, the style you can grab and like appropriate that to your own projects is neat. I cannot deny that's pretty sick. That's really cool. I haven't seen much of Dylan Goo's work before because I'm not into these stories like a lot of people are. I have seen a few things he's done around, but nothing like in length. So this is the first like long form project I think I've seen of exclusively his studio. And not bad. I cannot be mad at that. Definitely some oddness, like I said, but that could either be written off as a stylistic approach or limitation of their engine and working around certain limitations there. So can't be mad at it. A lot of good movement, especially on that one like blonde character from this scene. He was really well done. You can tell whoever handled him must love that more squash, stretch, bouncy, reboundy animation, because boy is he ever in that style. Gotta love that. Gotta admit, I also do love that style. I also find it weird too, like in this shot I just landed on it, but some of these don't have outlines, or they don't seemingly have outlines, which is kind of an interesting decision, especially for like distant characters in a project like this, especially since their outlines are usually so thin. Like just completely removing them and having no outlines for some shots to show like a separation is kind of neat. I do not hate that at all. It's a little distracting when they use it so sparsely and then it just kind of happens out of nowhere and you're like, huh? But I can't deny that it does look pretty neat. Did want to see something here, but I don't think the characters move much, if at all. Oh, they do. Okay. So I was trying to see here, if this like was a line on the bow here. It's very subtle, so I don't know if you guys can see it on your screens. But there's a little tiny line here on the top of the bow, and I was wondering if that was like an overlap issue with the environment in the background, which would be weird, but I've seen weirder. But it looks like it is just her bow, but without the outlines, it makes it just more subtle. A lot of other works of him from HoYoFair were better than this. I mean, I assume this was just a reason to finish and release this episode of his project. So, like, not mad. It's just kind of a, oh, okay. And just like on this shot here, I thought this was an animation error, but it might have been on purpose. This, like, whatever this, like, thing is sliding across the character, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It looks almost like a drawing of a different character or something that's just, like, parented to the body and panned across. It's very weird. I don't know how to explain that one. I think they're trying to make it a reflection of some sort, but it looks very odd. I thought it was an error because it just happens and then stops as they walk into frame. But I also think that it might have been... Oh, wait. No, it was. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so this is probably something that he fixed afterwards. This is the outlines. These are the outlines of this character sliding into place. Okay, that's what's going on here. So, like, this is what they're supposed to look like. And from the start, they're like, whoop, and they have to catch up to the position of the model because they weren't set before the shot was started. That's a common, super common 3D animation mistake. It's one of those things that you would fix well before release, but I'm sure he just ran out of time to fix that sort of thing, and they left it in there. That's fine. I'm not gonna to shit on him for that. It does make me laugh, but that's just because there was something a little off about it. I'm like, what was that? So that's why I was like, oh, that's why it looks like a human. It is. It's the character, but just like skewed, basically. Just the shadow pass of the person. Okay, other than that, it looked perfectly fine. Just some little things with the mouth that I would personally adjust in a lot of the characters. And like I said, the thing about like some of the mouths being like they're pose to pose instead of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Hello, brain, losing the term. It's when you connect them with lines like a sine wave in order to get them like nodes that like position them, they slide them in. Kind of tweens basically, but some of the mouths were pose to pose, and so almost all the other ones were like much more articulated than that. They had more movement between each phoneme, where some were just like, here's an E, here's an I, here's an A, and like that's the only three poses you got, and there was no transitional frames between them. I can't remember what that's called in CG. I'm a 2D guy. What can I say? But yeah, not bad at all. Not going to shit on him for much. And I expect those little glitches, especially for stuff like this, where it's like you had to get it done by a certain time, so they had the chance to put it all together. definitely could see it more polished on his own channel because he would have the time to fix those little mistakes. Another cute little simple one. Ooh. Get donked. Oh no. Do not the child. I appreciate the slapstickiness of this. Playing it very fast and loose. You can tell they're inspired by like slapstick comedy, Western cartoon style mostly by the looks of it. So Mother is upset. Ooh. Good impact frames. Nice smears too. Like, a lot of good little animation details in here. Yeah, maybe don't stick your tongue out. Smart. Okay, yeah. That was really fun. There was some good little details in there. Not gonna, like, harp on any of them specifically. But, like, stuff in here especially where it's like... Go back a few seconds. These like subtle, like they're subtle, but they're quick and they're very clear impact frames. They're not like very like artistically distinct or like hard to follow. They're very just very straightforward ones where you have like the characters just silhouette flashing black and white and alternating in order to give that extra detail. This is a sequence I really like. I like how they changed it up in this one. Had some various other colors in there. I love these impact frames as well as I do those more artistic, like very isometric, strange looking ones. Because when they're simple, they're really easy to follow and you don't have to fight with anything. But it also works just because of the art style. It feels really clean.
Welcome to Tevat Academy. I'm Lamine, junior student and the newest member of the School Monitor Club. That must be the club president. Teacher Nahida told me he is an excellent student. Good morning, Al-Haytham. We received new reports from students today.
All right. I don't want to waste any time, so let's solve each case in under 1 minute.
What?
Me? Did I do such a thing?
But I know you're an honor student, so there must be some mistake.
Beto, you said that a good friend shares their food, but every time I do, they get mad. Oh, have some. I have a twin, you see.
But I spotted at least 10 more Albedos across campus, and they were all looking for you, so I told them you were here.
What? Albedo! If I borrow a textbook, does that mean she and I should split it? Albedo! 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 Actually, we are homunculi. I just wanted to give them a chance at a normal life, and...
Wait, that's going to be a long story. I'll just mark them down as your siblings. It's less paperwork that way.
Valid.
Exactly 1 minute.
Al-Haytham?
That helps.
No, he has a point. You are siblings, aren't you? By technicality.
Ready? Let the ritual commence! Stop right there!
No graffiti.
You would dare intercede on this, our most hallowed of rites?
We had no choice. The drama club has an upcoming production of Crabaletta.
Official and I are the only members.
I read that book myself, so I can understand the need for more actors. They must have intended to summon talent, like them.
A patron of the arts. Wouldst thou join our troupe?
No, I'm no actor. I do have some good news, though.
Huh?
Your ritual worked.
Oof.
Ah! The demon is free!
What do we do? Alhaitham?
Dealing with new species is more time than exactly 1 minute.
Wait! Come back!
Perhaps a change of venue is in order.
I appreciate how cutesy this one is too.
Explosives?
Very wholesome slice of lifestyle,
Of course not.
obviously.
Our research is perfect.
I really don't have anything I can
Maybe they're right.
complain about this one,
cute little guy looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly.
just because it is so like minimal movement,
Is afraid of heights. Right. So why don't
anime
we
fan art style kind of thing going on to it. Of course, these usually don't have much animation to them because they're mostly dialogue and close-ups for a reason. I think that was the most movement I've seen so far.
We wanted to make fireworks shaped like the school mascot for the summer festival. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, there don't seem to be any dangerous materials here. Exactly 1 minute.
Alhaitham!
I couldn't hear you.
Bum.
And that's the last
Bum
report,
them.
Miss Nahida.
Thank you, Alhaitham. Reliable as always.
Now, if there's nothing else, I'll be heading home.
Is there a thing with that character in like
You're
1
just doing
minute?
the bare minimum so you can skip
Is,
out.
is that just like
You
a
should
thing?
take this more seriously for the sake of the school's peace.
Well then, if I were to do that, would they have enjoyed this moment of peace?
Ah.
I wish them a peaceful school life. Because this school is my home. I don't want them causing unnecessary disturbances.
Wait, literally?
It's quite efficient. Just so you know, the school monitor club needs more
Okay, so
serious
efficiency
members
is
like
probably
you.
a thing of this guy.
Have
Okay.
a good night.
I'm learning things about characters I'll probably never see again.
Thank you, Miss Nahida. I'll do my best. Bye-bye. And thank you again.
Is she gonna fly out of the window or something?
What a wonderful
Oh no, it's like a waypoint. Okay. Valid. I'm learning! Who knew I could learn so much about a game through fan animations?
Once upon a time.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to the... There was a beautiful hand animation. Just like boom, right there at the beginning.
Cherished her
Well, now my hopes are very high.
Born of water, they yearned for the allure of human life.
Wow.
Creating the existence they longed
Jesus, okay.
for was a Jiria's justice. Yet, it was this justice that birthed sin.
God, they put work into this one.
There is no escaping fate.
Oh lord, it's the most visually
all have
impressive
a
one so
seat
far. The
at the
detail
bottom
on
of
this. Like, the animation isn't the
Even
smoothest by any means,
follow
but the detail of each individual piece is
Its songs
nuts.
will lead you no closer to controlling your own. Fate
Like,
will only lead you so
That's the sort of thing that I'll forgive kind of lackluster animation quality if, like, the art itself is beautiful. This is gorgeous.
disguised like a masquerade.
Moving all these individual parts with this level of detail and all that shading is impossibly complex, time-consuming, and difficult.
How much are you willing to lose?
So, you know what? I'll let them slide having some, like, more choppy animations, because, God, I wouldn't want to do all this.
When the curtain call comes,
Hell no.
which way will you let the scales tilt?
God, even the water dripping down the face there?
Alas, every performance has its finale.
How long
Whichever
is
way
this
you
with all
decide
this
to defy
detail?
fate.
How much time did they spend? Holy shit.
The stage is now yours.
Okay, there it is. Good lord. Yeah, like, there was definitely some CG assistance in that one, but that was so, like, I'm not going to go back to any part in there. Like I said, if it had some choppy animation, I'm going to forgive that, because that had some amazing detail. That was like a fan-made on-par detail to that recent Millie Arknights collab. That was insanely good quality. Just all the shading and everything. Again, I wouldn't want to do that. Hell no. But good God. Wow. That's all I gotta say on that one. That's so far, that's my favorite. Let's continue moving on, but it had some insane detail. Another cutesy one. Another one where I can kind of lay back and just enjoy myself here. This type of animation really has nothing that I can break down. Nothing that I feel would be worth breaking down. Because they're just so cute. And they're supposed to be very simple. There might be some good details hidden in there even. But I would never, like, break these down, because what's the point? I feel like that gets in the way of the vibes. Yeah, I'm just having a good time here. I'm actually impressed by how many frames these animations have. This dance has been very extended and pretty fluid. I love that little dance move there. We bopping. I really like that transition too. That build up into the choruses. Like, as a beat, that's really fun. Spaces out that transition a little bit more. I just realized that was a reference, wasn't it? That was totally a reference to Haruhi. They did that, like, stomp and point thing. Hold on, Douglas, I'm vibing. I'll read your message in a second. I saw your name. Ooh, key change. Hello. This looping dance is really fun. There's also some really decent, like, smear frames in there. Alright, can we get a single honorary CN HoYoFair reaction as well from a top fan, Genshin creator Hamlin? Honorary CN HoYoFair. Is that a different video? Or is that, like, in here? Because I'm doing all these. So it's like, if it's in this festival, then I'll see it at some point, most likely. I'm keeping my animation analysis kind of like as loose as I can, so I don't spend too long digging into every little thing. But there are details I've been mentioning for each video as I go through. That last one is the exception just because it's so cute. It's a different video. Is it like a different stream then, or is it like an individual animation in the CN version, but not the... I didn't know that they cut stuff between these. I guess that makes sense, but... yeah, very strange that they didn't have it. Copyright issue, maybe? I don't know. I mean, we could. I could do that while I'm in between. Got another one coming up that it looks like I might have stuff to talk about. It's a 3-minute long animation. Throw that into my Discord or something. Maybe I'll make an animation standalone video for that one. Just to see. Let's see if it's something I can actually dig into. 'Cause if it's its own thing and it's not included here, I might do a separate video for it. That might make more sense than doing it right now. Hop into my Discord, throw it into my like general channel. Or I have an animation channel, it's like a specific one for that. Throw it in there. Alright, so this next one looks like it was CG. This might be fun. I'm going, Ivan. Chill. Go. Give me my content.
In the face of eternity.
Okay. Immediately appreciating the movement on this one. Unless that one shot was an outlier. Outlier? Yeah.
Merciful.
That was immediately a really, really clean movement. So I think I'm gonna like this one. I've never heard of this creator,
my
so...
favorite part of the tour. We have a Conrian ruin guard. Historians believe that these ancient machines were sentries who watched over places of significance.
Okay, a little stiffer than I had hoped, but... Not to say it's bad yet.
Up you go.
Oh, they just focused a lot more on the main characters. Okay.
You're missing
Valid.
out, you know.
If I wanted a lecture from the unqualified, I'd have stayed in the academia.
Has anyone ever told you what fun you are?
No. Why?
Did you know that the design for the popular Mr. Cyclops game was inspired by this?
So far, I'm really impressed by a lot of the movement in this one.
Alpha Squad, entrance secured. Brother Dawn can move in.
I love the different shaded CG on the plushes in the back.
Kuching. Serpent in the garden. Repeat, serpent in the garden. Abyss ops in the museum downtown. Requesting backup.
Baseplate copies all, Kuching. I'll hate them. Can we get a sit rep?
I hear you, baseplate. I've got multiple tangos on my 12 o'clock, holding a defensive position. Ammo limited, defenses split.
Copy that. Hold tight.
The guards have called it in. SWAT teams en route. ETA, 10 minutes.
Not fast enough.
Okay, yeah, animation is definitely a little bit more stunted than I thought it was gonna be. It's one of those things where they're focusing a lot on the individual sections for like the main characters. But any of these group animations are gonna be a little bit more stiff and unclean, which is fine. Those are the details that, like, for fan animation, I'm not gonna be picky on. I notice them, but it's not like it's a bad thing. Whew. Okay, low frame rate, but great movement. Low frame rate. Low frame rate. And again, that's just a time saver. Not having to spend time on those in-betweens
Are you still alive?
makes a lot of sense. Especially for a movement that complex.
I've never seen black serpents in these numbers before. And hitting a museum of all places?
What's their endgame here?
We could ask them, but something tells me they're not feeling conversational.
They're moving to the main hall. Let's regroup there. Maybe we'll get some answers.
For once, I agree. Over and out.
I wonder if this counts as overtime.
Yeah, this is really good movement too. And much better on the frame rate for this one. I think I can see which shot was their baby, so to speak. Which ones they really focused on. Still some body mechanic stuff I would change personally, but again, if that was time-based, I'm not mad. Motion design was very well, it was clear. That much I will say. It was a little bit stiff in spaces. The characters probably could have moved a little bit better in certain ways, but I'm not going to sit here and harp on that either.
We should have the data in a few minutes. Good. Prepare for extraction. We have what we need. Oh, how rude of me. Here I was, ready to leave, without giving our esteemed guests their due courtesies. There's no need to fear the end, Agent. In the face of eternity, death is but a mercy. And I am nothing if not merciful.
Oof, ouchie.
Overwatch established. Entry team, you're clear to breach.
Roger, here come the fireworks.
Oof. Do you think the villain guy ever gets annoyed with having to deal with that giant, like, crest floating behind him? Like, it's gotta do a number on your neck. Your shoulders must be in pain all the time.
Me and the girls were in the neighborhood, so I figured we'd stop by. I hate to spoil the moment. They're not gone, just regrouping. Then it's a good thing we brought gifts.
Big gun. Here come the fireworks. Is an actual alt line? I believe it. That sounds like an alt line.
With me, the rest of you, cover our retreat. Celestia burns.
You three, get the big fish. Yolanda and I will back the small fry.
I have visual. Opening fire.
That's a pretty sick gun. Just kind of scatters everything around. That's neat. So one thing that'll never ever get old for me is the creativity of game designers and how to make weaponry. They're insanely clever.
Barricade the path. Delay them as long as possible.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people underestimate when it comes to fan works, I think. Like, people need to be really good at finding accurate voices, and sometimes people just kind of settle for as close as they can get. I personally am one of those super picky people where if I can get as close as I physically can to an original actor, I do. Even if that requires like hiring somebody 4 times as expensive.
Don't do anything stupid. If you reach for your gun, we will shoot.
And that's not always required either. Sometimes you just find really good people hidden in the rough.
Dogs and your toys. Who says I need a gun to kill you?
What's the plan here? Watatsumi Blossom. I'll draw his fire.
Roger.
Converted them to modern weapons based on elemental power. That's clever. There you go then. So, not the game devs on this case. I didn't know, like, if this was a thing in just another part of Genshin that I hadn't seen with the modern weaponry. I wouldn't have been surprised. But yeah, that's really creative. I love that scattershot sniper idea.
Look out!
Oh, I'm fine. Just hanging in there.
Ha!
A joke from the mighty, I'll hate them.
Yes, I'm hilarious. Now help me up.
George Spears boat. Yeah, that's all I'd seen, so.
Oh, look. A new exhibit.
Oh, is she
always wanted to
an
know
archer
about the
then?
Ice Age.
That would make sense.
You're in luck.
Like a mage or an
This
archer.
is a one-night-only affair.
Maybe a little bit of
Don't be
both.
so sure. We may have won this round, but I have a feeling there's a larger game at play.
All right. So going in on detail again on that one, just a little bit. Overall, things were fine. That was pretty long too. You could definitely tell what shots they spent the most time on, especially that the one girl is like Kaching, was that her name? She had like that insane fight in that hallway. That was really good. That was really well handled. Overall, there was a few spots in there for animation where the character was a little bit more stiff, but again, I kind of write that off as just maybe not having the time to focus on it more, but a lot of animators, unfortunately, just do not get what motion is at a lot of the time, and it can be exceedingly hard to find like good reference for certain movements, and it's like, how do you freehand something that you can't do yourself, or you can't find reference of somebody who is doing it to do it. Usually if I ever did something like that, I would search to the ends of the earth to find a reference of somebody doing it, or I would even hire an actual like gymnast. Once or twice I'd done that before to be able to get certain angles of like how movements are done. I would explain what I want to be done. They would say, I can do this. And I'd be like, there we go. And I would use that. So like there's really good quality and effort in there as well. But you know, some of that just comes down to, did they have the time? Do they know what they actually want to do? Or are they doing something very specific to the location where they can't get a reference? They don't have the money to afford somebody custom to do that, which, I mean, I was insane when I did that sort of thing. The average person wouldn't, and honestly, a lot of the time it makes no sense. I was one of those let me go into debt to be able to make something look cool kind of people. Not everyone's like that, so I don't blame them. At the same time, I appreciate overall the effort there, and generally just like a lot of the creativity, like I said with the weaponry there, that was really neat as well. So cannot be mad at it overall. Still some spots in there that I would probably adjust for if it were me, but I'm not going to harp on any of them. Like I've said, can only do so much anyway. What do we got next? I'm kind of just sitting here doing this thing. tabbing through. Okay, there we go. Realize how far back I went. That was not bad though. Cannot be mad at it. A newborn a few months ago. True. And yeah, as far as the actors go, there's a lot of things there too. Actually, before this one continues, especially I think again Kaching, I think that was the character who was like trying to like struggle to shoot at the end there. With all that like magic power happening, it was like trying to struggle to get the gun up. I would have had her redo those lines because it sounded like she was sitting in front of a microphone going, and it's just like that. There's no struggle in that. As like vocal direction, I would have been like, literally go get something too heavy for yourself to lift and record yourself trying to lift it. Like straight up bring your microphone over to like a chair and try to like pick it up, you know, like a couch or something that would actually make you stress. This part right here, it was just a little bit weak. I would have definitely had her redo that there, because it was just, she was struggling at nothing. And if I may judge the actor there for a split second, it's very difficult to do those sorts of stressful like vocalizations when you're not actually doing them. And that's where I would be like, okay, go actually do it. Like, bring your mic over, go actually do it. Try to lift your computer desk. Like, and I don't mean like, I'm trying to lift it, like just like lightly pressing up on it. I mean like actually get yourself into a deadlift position and lift that bitch. Like vocalize everything, like put some stress into it. Like there's ways to direct actors to do those sorts of adjustments and get them to get a better performance out of it. I think she struggled specifically in that spot. Everyone else was fine in every other spot. Pretty much, there were some dry lines, but I'm not mad about any of them. They weren't like, oh god, these are awful. Especially those two guy characters did really well. So, I mean, very well acted, even considering, but yeah, that's something I would have done personally. Grunts aggressively, yeah. Oh, other thought on that one. Sorry. So I mean this with up due respect to the animator. Has he done porn? I mean that with full respect because I have too in the past. I mean, a lot of animators I know, including myself, have done Not Safe for Work in the past. I think that guy's done Not Safe for Work. Some of his like movements in there, I'm like, feels very Blender Not Safe for Worky, you know? But again, that's just kind of general movement. It could very well not be the case. But me thinks somebody might have an alt account somewhere.
突如5人に送られたお茶会の招待状、各自最高の紅茶を用意すること。
伝説の茶葉？欲しけりゃくれてやる。ほほん、前でレシピのすべてを置いてきた。おやつにしよう。
All right, so another one of these. I love the stylizing on this one. It was a group effort. Oh, I figured that much, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of the animators did, you know what I mean? What are they saying? No, I'm just kidding. I love rap over metal, by the way. It's always so fun. The stylizing on this one, again, beautiful. Each section has its own identity. Definitely inspired by a lot of gaming stuff. lot of rhythm gaming. It's just too cute. Oh, it just got cuter. God, right as I say that? I got swing. Oh, it's the exact opposite of cute. Never mind. Hey, we're back. She's gone. That's fun. I love the characterizations there. I saw Hu Tao was tired in the last one too. She's there. That's funny. Yeah, the voices seem very accurate on this one. I'm also going to throw it out there too that for the voices in that last one being so accurate, I think a lot of people do underestimate how samey a lot of like anime voice actors are. There are obvious like outliers just like there are in every country, but a lot of the time voice actors, especially in Asia, tend to find like the same 3 or 4 voices they can do, and that is what everyone does. So they all kind of sound the same when they do like the cute character versus like the serious character, the whole like kudere sound versus the yandere sound. Like they all have very obvious archetypes that they follow, and I think that's why they were able to get so accurate, because you basically just need somebody who can sing in that range and then ask them to do this voice and they'll sound almost exact every time. I think that's just a thing people aren't aware of, or at least don't pay attention to. Valid, effortless. It felt way too produced, but you know what? Fans are crazy, so. So far, the style on this one's really solid too, so. If these were shown to me as stills, you could fool me that this is a professional anime. The second they move, that loses a little bit of that, but, you know. Not doing poor. That's what I mean by the movements. A lot of fan stuff is a little bit too stiff.
北斗の姉子が送ってくれた万能調味料を特製ドリンクに加えたら、驚いたことに調味料はみりんであった。その後、ソラさんもこっそり拙者のドリンクに入れたが
聞いたことないな。みんながお腹を壊した時も俺が病院に連れていたんだ。
I wouldn't be surprised if this animator was actually an animator for like professional anime stuff. But like alone or with like 1 or 2 other people helping out, this makes sense where they like cheat certain movements. All lips, no jaw. That's a lot of anime, to be honest. Definitely saves time not having to redo the jaws every time. There was a jaw movement. And it's gone.
お酒じゃないですか。
ちょっと中断してもいいかな。この番組ってトレンドに乗るの？ああ、オッケーオッケー、わかった。はあ、そうだよ。俺たちは、
拙者たちは、
僕たちは
皆と同じ過去の真相を追っている。
Oop. And now we're to the CG dance, the most modern idol anime concept ever. 2D everything else until they start dancing. We have Idolishi at home. Idolishi at home. This one has much better camera animation handling here. The movement here is much more what I'm expecting. This was animated and directed by somebody who knows idol animation. 100%. The one from earlier was a little bit too much. This is almost perfect as far as like choosing which angles to go for and how many cuts to make. A few too many in that last section there, but nothing you can't forgive. That was overall fantastic for the style.
まさか酔っているのか？
やばい、ハクトを呼んでくる。
君の家族に対して負い目があるのは分かっている。
The composition here is fantastic. Definitely somebody who works in anime. It's gotta be. If not, they've just watched a bunch, which is again very possible.
言わぬでくれるか。少なくとも拙者たちの目標が達成されるまでは。
気づいたのか。この世界の真実。この世界。
お主が何を知っておろうと言わぬでくれるか。
It's a weird place to stop there. So what I was meaning by like great composition, for anyone wondering, is stuff like in any of these shots, you can see it, the lights and everything having like this glow on them, and also the characters having this glow. This is a very modern anime thing that I think a lot of people just accepted as a stylistic like thing that just showed up at one point. But basically in comping, they would take the raw animation of the character, you know, might have a separate shading pass, maybe, but most of the time it's all in one. But then they put it into a program, slap it on top of the background as you would, and then you would add a glow or other sort of lighting effects on top of that to make everything blend together between the background and foreground, so the character and the environment feel a lot more glued together. And that's just something this person has done that not a lot of fan animators really have caught up to yet. And it's a skill that it's like doesn't really take, like, the bar to entry is not high to do this. It's usually as simple as like an extra 10-15 minutes a lot of the time to just slap it into After Effects or DaVinci, add a lighting pass, adding certain glows on there. You kind of have to find your own I guess recipe for those lightings, which is why I think this person probably is in the industry already, because this looks so accurate to how a lot of anime are doing their lighting passes. But that's just something that makes this project stand out so notably, is how accurate that is, how they've really nailed down the glow and all the angles of all these characters. You can see it in every single one of these, like I mentioned. So like it especially shines in these like lighter hair colors and makes them feel like they're kind of surrounded by this ethereal glow. It just makes them feel so present on screen. Makes them really stand out. Anyway, let's go back to the next piece, whatever it may be.
くれるか
Why's the name Narmak sound familiar?
Tao, may you illuminate why, in your infinite wisdom, you've dragged me into this tenebrific Stygian thicket.
Oh, official, stop making up big words and come on! Rumor has it that a great feast has terrorized the poor folk in the villages of Mondstadt, gobbling them right up. How spooky!
And did you not think it wise to bring Zhongli on this excursion?
I wish. We barely made it into Mondstadt when Venti dragged Zhongli away. Something about a new wine he found. And that's when I ran into you.
I see. A colossal
Oh, the SpongeBob anime. Right. Okay, that explains the art style, too.
Their Urteilung will surely rescue these poor netizens with my expertise.
Yeah, an expert in stepping on old cow dung.
Heyo.
And yeah, of course saving people is great, but more importantly, the stupid beast has driven away my potential customers. How am I supposed to do funeral rites without customers?
How benevolent of you.
Hold up, right there! Bleeding Fang Village.
What's a village Bleeding Fang?
Somebody who has good taste.
Tao, perhaps reduce your forcefulness when
Hello! Anybody home? There are big, scary monsters. Oh!
Get off me, porch, you little gobshites!
I haven't heard the term gobshite in a while.
Denizen, yes, gobshite. I'm not a gobshite.
Greetings, small child.
That is a Simpsons
Official
character.
Princess Endeavor Urteilung, require the immediate descent of your mother upon this shoddy porch. I want to go home.
Third time's the charm, right?
Hello. Oh my, what brings you dearies here tonight?
Granny! Oh, please help us. The villagers are all crazy and we need to find a beast.
Oh, you're searching for a beast? Well, I do know there's been quite a bit of unrest around here. Oh, have you ever thought that what you're searching for
is searching for you instead?
Like,
Yeah, it does feel old school.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cartoon Network old school for
Hi,
sure.
dearies.
Wait, then who?
Or I guess not. Depends on what you mean by old school. I would say this would be like
Oh, looks like the clothes I made.
late 2000s, 2010
Look exactly like you.
era.
Huh? Razor!
Weird, creepy girl. You shouldn't be here.
Okay, you know my name's Vital, right? But thanks for the save. With us three here, we'll slay this bad boy in no time.
Slay? Why slay Big Bro?
Big what? That thing's your brother?
Yes. His name is Larry.
Egads, this Larry appears to be a rift wolf from Wolvendom. For such a ferocious beast to be docile.
Larry ran from home. He refused to hurt people, so his family rejected him.
But what about the villagers?
Larry says they're in his cave, safe. They sleep with him as his plushies.
Plushies? Looks like a job well done, official. Our customers are saved. I liked helping people. And rumors are always passing through the funeral parlor. Demonic entities, ghostly pirates.
This is one of those creators I don't think I can really call out any of the animation stuff because the style is so simple.
I wonder what Zhongli is up to right now.
The animation is so goofy.
I do love it here.
But there's also nothing stand out negatively or positively that I can really dig into.
Warm cup of tea.
So I think I'll just leave that one as is and not even pause to talk about it.
Your mysterious partner. Is it who I think it is?
Oh my
The
goodness.
Suave Knight, the rogue thief of Tavia. But we're not here to chit-chat. Fair enough. Tomorrow night,
Okay.
the jewel will be in its most vulnerable position, overlooking all of Taviet.
Evening. Yeah, tomorrow at the grand opening of the Tower of Taviet.
Not a bad
Displayed on the
style.
observation deck. Excellent.
There's a few spots where like you can tell is definitely, but like again, this is another one of those ones where if you were to pause it and send me a screenshot, I'd be like, "What anime is this?"
So it's an ambush, huh?
These guys can't get enough of us. Go.
Obviously, audio quality is a part of it.
Bingo.
Nowhere to run.
Avoiding lip sync as much as possible.
Right at you? I'm gonna need to see your ticket.
Hand me the Intevat.
Make me.
Gladly.
Okay, this person does fight scenes. You tell immediately. Oh yeah. This is another animation pro, but doesn't handle like profile shots
Imagine
much.
if I use both eyes.
Freeze! All right.
You can tell they like to do the fights. The details on that was way too good.
Flame. The legend himself can't resist a priceless gem.
Wait, where is the gem?
Huh? What? It's not there.
Well, it was a pleasure catching up with all of you. Catch.
Oh,
Kaya? It looks like you two got caught up in your own smoke and mirrors.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're just admiring the view.
Oh, thanks. I do look good in a suit.
This is another one where the composition's done really well. There, the glow on her face. Yeah. Okay, Sailor Moon. Old Detective Conan, but yeah, it's like it feels like 90s anime.
Where all hate them got all that flair. He usually prefers brute force.
Is that so?
It's weird because like the aesthetic is like cyberpunk 80s. The animation choices for like the visual style are very 90s as far as the characters go. But then like the designs of the characters are very modern.
they've got a gun.
There's some kind of goofy choices here for sure. With like that door opening where you could just be like, okay, yeah, they're trying to save time and not have to draw as much. I can't blame them. But it does make everything feel a little bit less intense. Oh no. That's a big gun. Yikes. It's a very interesting style blend. I'm still like not over that.
It's the Fatui. They're trying to finish you off, even if it means killing me.
Ah, yes. Poor you having to work for such an organization.
You wouldn't understand. There's no turning back.
What are you talking about? We're trying to save you, aren't we?
He's right, I'll hate them. Hang in there. We'll get you out of here.
I'll hate them! No!
Why'd you have to say the death flag, bro? You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I'll hate them!
To be continue. No D. That's another one where it's like, I don't know if it's worth stopping just because a lot of the stuff I would probably have said about this one is the same thing as I said about that other one from earlier. Wherever it is. Probably missed it. Gone through a lot of animes. This one, where it's like, it's very good. Like, again, composition's there, but it's like, I don't know why I forgot that it was like right in front of this. Jesus. But yeah, it's like all the same stuff where it's like, looks really good, very good style. I have no real complaints about it. I cannot be mad about the cut corners because, yeah, you're going to have cut corners. Like, that's something I have to keep in mind doing these videos and not be too anal about it, is because these are made in a certain time frame and by like small teams of like maybe 10 people if they're lucky. So I'm not going to be too picky about little shortcuts being taken to make things a little easier on the workers. But I could be if I really wanted to be. There's there's a lot more in that last one to be like picky about, especially on the movement and some of the choices for the style in a lot of spots. Like that one shot of him come through the door was just like, I get why they did that to save time, but it looked awful. So it's like, but I don't want to be the asshole to like constantly be the negative. So I'm trying to avoid as many of those as I can. The obvious ones.
I'm disappointed in you. I should ground you both for...
Her father. She was the one who started.
I wouldn't have had to if he...
Shut face. Father is mothering.
Whoever beats our best time will be exempt from any punishment.
Whoa!
Ooh. A style switch. This is gonna be fun.
A foot race, is it? Well then, prepare to eat my...
Us.
The term is eat my dust, sister, not...
Father said we would have to beat us. What did they mean by...
Uh-oh.
An NPC? She looks familiar.
I'm really loving this actually so far. I love the change to the style here. It's really cute. So far, really decent camera work and movement. Bro's gotta take the long way around.
Webs, eh? Well, I've played enough video games to know how this one goes.
I'd like to have a house when all of this is done. Thank you.
Deserved. I'm loving the effort put into this.
What? Did Father's controller break? Whoa.
You're fine.
I'd like to have a sister when all this is done.
Aww.
Huh?
Suck or blow, same. I mean, what?
Grab on.
Whee! I'm loving the aesthetic of this. I'm dorking out and just watching. The style here is adorable. The CRT lines are fun, like as an inclusion. Like adding those adds a lot to the overall aesthetic of everything.
There, the finish line. We're so close. I have an idea.
It's just subtle enough that you notice it, but it doesn't distract you from the actual animation.
Yes, we will.
Shading is fantastic on these character models too. Everything in this is really good. Kind of feels like a stock Blender house, probably is, but I appreciate it.
I suppose it was only a matter of time until someone broke our record. You would have been proud of them, Clairvy.
I don't know who that is, but I'm sure it has something to do with their backstory.
Father?
Aww. That was just a good animation. I really have no notes about that one. The style was fun. The character models were animated well for their obvious restrictions of not having too many articulation points because of their stature. You know, like that was really well done. All the angles were well thought out. The sound design even in most spots was like on point, especially in the vent. I am not mad. That was good. Okay. No notes on that one. I think that one did so well purely because it was so simple for most of it, so they were able to handle less work in less time. It just made everything feel better and higher quality. I appreciate the people who try so hard, but I also appreciate people who use their time wisely like that. I know this song. I know this one. I'm not gonna almost cry this time. This is also another one of those animations that's just kind of too cute to really judge much in. It's simple, it's cute, not much movement, just little vignettes of the world. Clairvy was in. Oh shit. Okay, I thought she looked familiar, but there's so many characters in this game. I didn't want to say something wrong. Okay, yeah. Now I know who she is. I've been sitting here for a while. Almost 2 straight hours. Children. Yeah, I like these short little vignette things. They're so adorable. Little things with this one on the not the crab, it's like I have a meal. There's little things on that one that's like just cute little details of the characters moving around, but again, nothing to really pause and talk about. Where's this one going? I can't tell if this one's gonna be 2D or CG yet, because I've only seen stills so far. Oh, 2.5D, that's the answer. Oh, this could be like a guy version of that one in the very beginning with the CG dancing. The production feels very similar. I thought I had the... I guess they turned off at some point. I never turned them off on purpose. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I just realized it wasn't on because I haven't been like looking at them recently. Music focused. Yeah, okay. So I'm not entirely wrong on how it's kind of like that one with the girls, but this has a lot more just still 2D and like 2.5D light animation. I mean, live 2D basically. I'm not sure if that's what they're using. I use After Effects for this sort of approach to animation, like I did for the Morning Dew song that I released the cover of in January. Did a very similar thing because the original video did a very similar thing, so I borrowed that aesthetic. It couldn't be perfect because of how the video was, but I separated all the hair out and did all the same animation stuff. Ooh. Oh. I dig this little breakdown. Ayo. I start animating Genshin just to promote my music in the event that I create. Valid. Ooh. That's a lot more animation there. Wow. Okay, yeah. This was done by a professional. Holy shit, even the character movements, the individual shots are professional grade, hands down. My God, that was brilliant. That was done by some like production IG members or some shit there. That was an amazing sequence there. Wow. Got no notes on that one either. That was just good beginning to end. And end of thought there. Holy shit. All the money went to that 30 seconds or so, yeah. All the effort. I mean, the stills were fantastic too, but definitely it's one of those, like, they knew who to hire. Holy hell. Hell yeah! Rock, let's go! Nothing sounds more epic than having an electric guitar thrown in on top of an orchestral piece, so let's do it. Okay, did not expect it. Eat shit, child. Food. It's another one of those like character vignette style things, but this is just really fun. This one feels like early Nickelodeon, like 2000s Nickelodeon. As far as the comedy goes. A little, yeah, Dexter's Laboratory a little bit, yeah. Maybe a little bit of Camp Lazlo too, to be real. My initial thought was like Fairly Odd Parents as far as the reactions are going. Feel very Fairly Odd Parents. I have no clue. I don't know these characters that well. Oh, okay, never mind. That was adorable. I love that. That was really fun. I love the comedy in that one. It was really lighthearted. Big appreciation on that one. And again, no notes just because it was comedy, and you can really get away with anything as long as it's funny. You won't see me complaining. All right. Okay. All right. Somebody was like, I want to make your name, but I only have the budget for like a short piece. Not one of those limited animation sort of deals, but we just learned to not judge early, so we'll see. Beautiful art style all around here, though. I love the composition of having the particles floating around. That's a very underrated thing that a lot of modern anime is doing, too. It's a very subtle, stylistic thing to include, to have particles just floating around in space. Ooh. CG. Who's this friendly with their siblings? I live with mine, so we chillin'. We would never do this, mind you, but we do go shopping and shit together. And she does do my hair, so, like, she cuts my hair. My sister does. It's more out of saving money than anything. But hey. Yeah, being close with their sibling isn't like a weird thing as long as you don't make it weird. It's only weird to people who like make it weird, I think. Obviously, Eastern culture is a little bit more friendly with like familial convenience of having like each other nearby. The whole like sharing bathwater thing. When I was a kid, my sisters and I, both of them and I, shared baths once in a while. It just makes sense economically. Obviously, when we got to a certain age, we didn't do that anymore, but I'm really loving the art style. There's not enough animation in this for me to like judge it. The movements are smooth, but man, this art style is gorgeous. Not gonna hear me complaining at all about this. This is beautiful. Aww. Weren't they like 500 years apart or something? Isn't that the lore? I swear I saw something about that. Do not interact with each other at all. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm going to my other sister, because I only have 2 sisters. I do have a foster brother, but her wedding is at the end of the month, so I'll be going to see my middle sister get married. And of course, my oldest sister is in the bridal party, so we're in good terms. Another 2D one, okay. Ooh.
Hey there, good day. How are you doing? Let me just say how much I
Great camera work on this one. Oh god, the transitions are so smooth.
I just can't wait to see you again. To the place that we know where the flowers grow. Just 5 more minutes and I go and I go. There's so much that I want.
There's so much happening.
Guess I'll write it down all the way.
But again, the camera's really good for this, showing how much movement there is.
Your friends are all here.
I'm loving this. God, I love this. This is so nice. This is so adorable. And everyone looks so damn good. Look at those suits. Usually the end of the program. Yeah, you're like, wait, we're not done? So yeah, this looks fantastic. And like this CG environment is beautiful too. Like, and the fact that they didn't just like force that upon the video. They blended it very well. Hell yeah, saxophone. This is really fun. I feel like this would get somebody to cry who's played the game. You know what I mean? This is fantastic. These are beautiful designs for every character. I also love the song, by the way. I haven't really mentioned it. It's a good message, good beat. I love the sting of the phrase too, like, especially for that chorus part. The one that made the YouTube reactors shed a tear or two. There's always one of those. There's always the photographer girl at the end, like, I got the camera, it was me the whole time. That was a really good song. I just kind of want to go back and vibe with the song. Whoop, nope, not that one. I love this beat. It's just so good. Hold on. Right at the beginning of... Yeah, I think my favorite part of this chorus is the phrasing at the very beginning of... Like, very beginning here. that, the lift at the very beginning of Seasons Change, the Seasons Change, like that's it's hard to explain why. Like, I know I'm going into the song for this one, but in general, it's a fact that you're going down twice and then you're bringing the energy right back up at the very start. And the phrase doesn't stop despite the actual sentence stopping. It starts high. So it pulls you down, brings you right back up to the top. And it's just an amazing feeling. It lifts you up. Another song that does that really well, as stupid as this one is as a reference, and I'm going to feel old because I'm sure none of you have seen this movie, or at least very few of you. Life Size, the old Disney like TV movie. It was like Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan. They do the same thing for their Shine Bright, Shine Far, Be a Star. Like that song for like the theme of that movie. It does something very similar. And it's just, that's exactly the name of that song as far as like bringing the energy up. You want it to sound so bright and happy at the end of every phrase, or at the beginning of every phrase. So you do that and it sounds so good. So I love that song. That's fantastic. Not here for the songs though, here for the animation. I just had to make point of that because I love it. It's been a while since I've heard that in a song done in that way. Oh, that's a beautiful style.
The village looks so small from here.
Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful
so long,
style.
Everyone. Sorry, but I can't just stay in this boring village forever.
Very smooth animation so far, too. Woo. Love this style. Love that they borrowed this, like, ink art aesthetic.
Full of monsters. Wicked foxes who
This
steal
traditionalist
the
look.
souls of travelers,
It's
turning them
fantastically
into
well done.
trams. Beware!
And there are also horse spirit who fought beside our Geolord.
Oh my god, the characterization. The leaf. Holy shit, yeah, the style on this one.
Superstitions. I heard
The
Geolord
effort
is
on
a
this one.
dragon. Why would he need horses?
The characterization on...
Done with their
And they can animate a horse running?
When I get to Liyue Harbor,
God, that's so difficult.
I'll explore the wonders of the world myself.
Ain't no way this person isn't already a
So
seasoned
much to
professional.
discover. And if I'm lucky, I might even meet the Geolord himself. What do you say?
This is somebody who works in the field, like, professionally. There ain't no way this person isn't already making films, or at least TV shows, with this skill, this understanding of body mechanic physics. Commissioned by HoYoFair. That makes sense. They knew who to hire.
Huh?
Oscar new animators who work for Ghibli. Okay. Yeah. Valid.
What?
A lot of the motions actually feel kind of 90s Disney. As far as like the exaggerations in the hands and everything. Lots of circles.
No way.
Lots of curves, which is very nice. Big preach. Don't get involved with fox spirits, you should know that. Yeah, this inky art style, this brushstroke style is gorgeous.
Are you lost?
Hello, bird mom. I don't know who she
If it
is.
isn't another
I'm just saying.
Hey!
She looks like a bird.
Who are you? And I'm no fool, I'll have you know. I'm heading to Liyue Harbor to be a great sailor.
An explorer. How fascinating.
That's right. And I'll travel across the seas and...
And yet here you are at the start of your journey and already lost.
I'm not lost. I'm just...
Unless...
this way? Or maybe that way.
I could already do an entire
There's
deep
no
dive on this
shame in not
video
knowing
exclusively.
where to go. Follow me. I will lead you out of here.
Holy shit. This is way more than I thought it was going to be. This is more than I signed up for. This is way more quality than I thought was going to be here.
Thank you.
This is gorgeous. Music on point as well. Gorgeous, gorgeous composition. There's so much atmosphere to it.
Is it nighttime already?
Sound design is beautiful. I mean, like you said, this was probably like actually commissioned, which tracks, but like, damn.
The forest is full of monsters. Ancient spirits lurk in the shadows.
Did you say you live nearby? I didn't quite catch the name.
They masquerade as guides to ensnare lost travelers.
Gotcha.
Lead them to their doom.
Miss? Are you?
Yeah, Hoyo needs to commission more like this. 'Cause this is insanely good.
Monsters.
What's the matter? Oh, night has fallen. I know somewhere we can rest. Not far from here. So, you coming?
It's always the side story stuff that like people skip out on and ends up having the most lore in it. It's like, what the f Like, so many people skip out on the Avatar The Last Airbender comics, but they're like legitimately good reads. So much lore,
Would you
both
like to
pre
hear a
and
story?
post show lore. It's awesome.
If it's another children's story, I'll pass. Thanks.
Oh, this story goes beyond that. An ancient legend, untold to most. A tale lost to time.
Huh?
Long ago, there were 3 radiant moons in the night sky.
You picked them up. I assume you mean the Avatar
These
ones.
3 moons
Read them in
were
order if
sisters,
you've picked them up.
Born long
Like,
before
don't go
this
outside
land
of
was
order,
known
because
as
some of them
Eden.
do happen before other ones, and you'll be very confused.
Daughters
Not all of them. Some
poetry and
are
song.
side stories that are
The 3 of
detached
them
from the
took
rest, but
turns to rule
the
over
majority of
moon
them
at
need to be in
night.
order. Especially the 3-parter ones. You want to read
One
those
would be
as release
anointed
order.
Queen of the night, and ride the heavens atop their silver carriage.
I'm still fucking floored by this. This is fantastic.
The queen would alight at the palace of the stars to greet their one true love, the morning star. However, the embrace of night and day is ever so fleeting, leaving but a few moments with her beloved.
Whew, that sweep was
As cruel
gorgeous.
dawn broke, the queen of the night would flee, her high carriage streaking across the sky. But
Yeah,
the
this would have to be its own
peaceful
separate video if I were to like really get into
as
this
a
one.
great
Holy
cataclysm
shit!
came upon their celestial
Good lord,
realm,
effects
ravaging
animators,
the earth
chill.
and tearing the heavens loose.
Whoa!
In time, the queen's carriage was overturned,
Sorry.
and the palace of the stars,
holy shit,
destroyed. Throttled by sorrow, without a throne to rule over, the 3 of them had to bid farewell through death.
Oh my god.
Death. Only one pale corpse now remains, ever radiating its cold light.
Yeah, I see where this is going. I am the reactor now in chat.
It is said that wolves are the children of the moons. Only they remember the tragedies of the past. And with each new moon, they lament the fate of their mothers.
I mean, yeah, holy art direction, but holy direction in general. The cinematography of this short is nuts. It's Spirit Horse.
So, were you lost?
My goodness.
The
Oh, my
story.
cat's in here now.
It's so different from the ones the elders told. It felt as if... It felt real.
She's so loud, dude.
Well, the ancient tales are like distant memories. As time goes, they are simply forgotten, as if they never happened.
He's gonna be here for a while.
But yet, dim as they may be, they can still illuminate the path ahead.
My God.
And who knows?
That's gorgeous.
Maybe if we help these stories travel, they can live on within us. Although, we are all bound to forget them eventually.
Yeah, if they are animators for a studio as famous as Ghibli, that totally tracks.
It's that direction, right?
I mean, they definitely animate like they're seasoned professionals. Holy fuck. Okay, she's gone. Or at least jumped down.
I still don't know who you are.
And you never will. Ba, ba, ba. I feel like I should pay for watching. Yeah. Holy shit, the amount of money I would pay to see this expanded into a full film would be at least $50 for a ticket. I would pay, personally. Jesus Christ. Okay, so like there's still a bunch left in here, and I am fully aware of that. I might have to do another stream for this. Because that was a lot as it was. And I've already been talking for a little over 2 hours now. I don't know how much more time I'll be able to squeeze out of today, as far as like my free time goes. Let me pop back over here. That's the first half. Yeah, it's a little over half, somewhere in that window. Feel like I might need to come back and do another one soon, because obviously after that, Jesus fucking Christ, I definitely want to watch more. There's so many great ones in there. It's definitely ones that like I couldn't say much about when it comes to the breakdown, but it gets to that point where it's like you stream for long enough, you start to kind of, yeah, like you're sitting for a while, your body's like, you need to move. I could stand up. My desk is a standing desk, but it's also crank activated, so like that takes a second. It's also like I did not get the best night's sleep either, so like I'm already kind of feeling tired, and I have to do a video recording tonight anyway. I will say, for the few of you who are probably still in here at this point, my cover of Shark's Got a Bite for Zenless Zone Zero is very close to being done as far as the audio. That should actually be done in the next day or two. And the video should be done within the next week. So we're looking at early October release for Zenless Zone Zero, like second week, probably. unless something goes wrong and I can't find the time to edit it for whatever reason, which I can't imagine why. So we're looking pretty good there. You guys are probably going to be really weirded out because I'm going to be getting a haircut, a professional haircut for my sister's wedding at the end of the month, on like the 10th. So you'll see me in videos in like, not this Thursday, but like next Thursday, where I'm going to look weird because I might have like a slightly different style going on, but it's not going to be like too drastically different. But either way. Yeah, so Shark's Bite is going to be probably out by next week, if not the weekend. So like the 12th-ish, I would assume, in that window. Again, depends on the edit there as far as video goes, but it shouldn't be that hard for me to edit that together. But then also, I got the collaboration video, because like that one I did with Kin Productions in Canada when I was there, and we also have the collaboration we did together of Bats Country. That one will take a little bit longer to edit together and actually post, so like that one might be very end of the month or very beginning of November, because it's just a lot of footage to sift through. But it's also hard for me to tell because sometimes I start to edit and I don't stop until it's done, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's 7 a.m. I should have gone to bed 4 hours ago. Anyway, so yeah, I will. It's not going to be maid haired, but I am going to definitely return to this. I will keep this pinned and go on it, so I know what I'm getting myself into with the next one and what time. Let me actually. I'm going to save that now while I'm talking, so I don't close it and forgore. $34. 24 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna bookmark this specifically. Whoop. Not that. I fucked it up. I fucked it up. Okay, I'll just do it later. Anyway, I'll see you guys all later. Sorry I had to make it short and sorry I couldn't finish it, but that is a long stream. But I'll let you all know when I'm doing the next part of it, so I'll see you then.